Robin, you got us?
I hear you. You hear me?
You're good.
Where's your hat?
I had it in here, man. I like I said, I just was working out, and
Yeah, that's
I
better.
was working out, and I run inside and try to connect it. I
Okay.
got time to put my flow going.
Yeah, get your flow going.
Welcome to an episode of Like We Never Left, the show where SNY brings your favorite New York athletes and personalities back together again. I'm Steve Gelbs, and today we're so excited to have three-quarters of that legendary 1999 Mets infield, perhaps the greatest infield ever. John Olerud, Edgardo Alfonzo, and Robin Ventura join us. Guys, thank you so much. We're missing Ray Ordonez, but happy to have the three of you guys. And I'm curious, when was the last time, I know this is virtual, but when was the last time that, the four of you got together, or even just the three of you?
Four of us was probably the last time we played together.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Because everybody knows about that famous SI cover, best infield ever. There was a question mark at the end of that cover. Do you guys think, looking back on it, John, I'll start with you, do you think that the four of you were the greatest infield in baseball history?
Boy, that's such a tough question to answer. I would say it was the best infield that I ever played on.
Here in New York, when you see the fans come to you and say, wow, man, you guys have the great infield ever for the Mets, and say, yeah, I think so. So, it's feel good. It's feel good when people recognize that. So make you feel proud.
Robin, what do you think?
I'm just going to say yes. I mean, they're going to be – no. I know I won a Gold Glove that year, but I think I'm the weak link of the entire infield, because without the other guys were incredible. I mean, I know I would not have won a Gold Glove if John was not playing first base. That's what I know. I mean, I had to get it within like 4 feet of the bag or 5 feet from the bag, and he would catch it.
I think the thing that made that infield so good is you had so many guys that just made everybody else's job easier. Robin, he would surprise me with plays that he makes. He just made everything look so easy. And Robin, you could talk about the floppy fish.
Can we curse on this?
What's that?
Robin, you do what you got to do. You can do what you got to do.
He told me one time, I throw so soft that it's like a salmon going to first. It's very easy to catch.
I thought that's what you called it.
And I was like thinking, you got to have a pretty decent arm at third base. And John hits me with it. Yeah, it's just like I'm waiting for it. And it's like catching a salmon.
It sounds like an insult, but it's really a compliment, because it was just so easy to be over there because he'd always make good throws.
I'm sure you thought that the group was good, but you didn't think good enough to be on an SI cover at some point in the middle of the season. So let's take a look at that for a second here. Any Mets fan that was a fan in '99, it seems like the majority of them cut this Sports Illustrated cover out and put it on their wall. This particular shoot, though, let's talk about how it came together.
Putting the headlock on Robin, that was not my idea. That was the photographer's idea. So it makes me look like, I'm the type of guy that just kind of manhandles people.
So physical.
I think he was trying to think, all right, we got to make this a little interesting. How are we going to do this?
Was there any hesitation at all based on the superstition, based on the SI cover curse?
I didn't think they even said that we were going to be on the cover. I think they said that we were just going to have a story, because they had us like in suits or something at one point.
Yeah.
You mean this picture right here?
There you go.
Something like that. There you go. Exactly.
Did you guys pick out were these your suits, or did they dress you? Because if these were your suits, I wish we did have Ray on to talk about what he's wearing right there.
Oh, that's his suit. I've seen that one before. I mean, Ole always dresses like that, so I can see why. But
yeah, gray suit. That looks like my suit.
Robin, how did the LA woman Mojo Risin thing come to pass?
Actually, it was Ole. It was Ole. We had gone to see Austin Powers. Remember that? We went to the movies.
Yeah, baby.
In the movie, it was like he got lost his mojo, got his mojo back, and that was also that period of time. I think they had fired a bunch of coaches. It was kind of like we'd gone bad, and then we just went on a huge run. And it was right after that, and we left the theater, and Ole's like, I think we kind of have our mojo going right now. And so I kept thinking about, like, I've heard that somewhere. And I was in the clubhouse, and it was like I was getting dressed one day, and I asked Charlie, I was like, hey, do you have any doors, like, on your, and I said, play LA Woman. I think it has something in there that would be, I didn't realize it was like a 7 or 8 minute song, but we won the game, and he played the music, and somehow it just kind of, it was like the perfect timing for when we shake hands and then make it all the way back into the clubhouse that part came on. And I know everybody thought like I only listened to the Doors, or I was streaming or like trying to get a hold of Jim Morrison or something, but Ole said it, and I just remember thinking, like, I think that would actually be pretty good. And it worked out perfect just because Shea had speakers in center, and they would play it like, then it got to the point where like somebody would hit a little blooper in the left, we're down by 2, and they would play that song. And you hear guys later go, gosh, man, as soon as we heard that song, we knew we were going to lose. It was like you just felt like a rally was going to happen.
The Mojo Risin thing, that was certainly a high point. This, I mean, listen, I don't want to interject with an opinion, but I would think this would be one of the lower points of the season. Just curious what your initial thoughts were when that was put up in the locker.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I think Ricky was the one that, because on the scoreboard they put everybody in like a weird face.
Yeah, yeah.
Ricky went to the plate and he had like a green face with a horn coming out of his left side, and he was immediately out. He lost all his confidence, just left his body. So
all his mojo. Yeah. I remember Ricky taking like 5 minutes to swing the bat.
Yeah, he kept looking at the scoreboard, and he's like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
You know, Robin mentioned when all the coaches got let go, and I believe you guys had lost 8 straight. Pitching coach, hitting coach, bullpen coach, all fired. We hear all the time about front offices sometimes trying to shake things up. Does that work? Like, did that work in that specific moment for you guys, Fonzie, or was it just a coincidence that happened and then you guys went on the run that you did?
You know what? It's hard to see those guys going. I mean, you got fired because they were with you, since you break from camp. It's too bad that somebody had to pay, and they cannot fire all those players, and somebody's got to take the heat. For some reason, sometimes it works. And it looks like for us, it started, everything started, I don't say right away, but just, little by little with they make all the moves.
So you guys go on a 40-15 run after that, but still, stumble a little bit down the stretch. And that last weekend of the season, it all comes down to the 3-game set with the Pirates. Well, game 1 of that series, Robin Ventura is the hero in the 11th inning, bases loaded, wins the game. Not his biggest bases loaded moment of that stretch run.
I think it was just a flare job I hit in the center. We ended up scoring, but I remember that weekend Darryl Hamilton was talking to a psychic, and he would come in every day and he would say, "We're gonna win. I just found out we're gonna win. We're gonna be all right." God rest his soul too. He's late, Darryl Hamilton. He was so great, but he would come in and go, "Don't worry about it. We got it. We got it. We're going to win tonight. I already have a guarantee we're going to win." So he just kind of kept people loose and confident, like you felt like you were going to win somehow. And, we got Friday night's game, and then going into Saturday, you're like, all right. And then you see that I think they were in Milwaukee.
Yeah, Cincinnati lost to the Brewers.
And they lost.
Yeah.
So now we're like, all right. And then I just remember Saturday, Darryl came in with a big smile on his face, like,
told you.
Guaranteed, boys, guaranteed. I already talked to her today. We're going to win. It's already in the books.
It's just, it's like we're in the playoff. I mean, we started the playoff that day.
I just remember how close those games were, all 3 of those games. They were all must-win games, and they were all, super close games, pressure-packed the whole way through. So that's my big memory of that last series with Pittsburgh.
Mine is the way Mike reacted when there was a wild pitch. he was like disgusted because he didn't get to hit anybody in. It was just a wild pitch. He like looks around like, oh great, you know, I was ready to be the hero and hit a homer.
Yeah. One more time.
Wild pitch. Everybody else is going crazy, and he's got his hands up like,
come on, you guys.
yeah, come on.
We know what happened. You guys go into Synergy Field and you know, you win that game against Cincinnati. But in that NLDS against the Diamondbacks, Game 3, Game 4, Pratt gets thrust into that role and, you know, hits one of the most famous home runs in Mets history, the walk-off home run in Game 4, as a group, because I know how much you guys did love Todd Pratt. What was the feeling for him that he was able to have that moment?
He was thrilled. He couldn't have been more excited about getting that big hit. But I think he was also a little disappointed that he wasn't able to celebrate with the team after the game because he was doing all the interviews post-game.
I just remember that, like, when we were in the playoffs, Mike had jammed his finger. And so the doctors are in there looking at him. They go, all right, we're going to give him a shot. And it's got like a 2% chance it could blow up, 2% out of 100. That's what we're thinking. Like, it's like 98 times out of 100, it's going to be fine. So they go, all right, let's give him the shot. And it looked like a cartoon thumb. It looked like somebody put an air hose in it. And everybody's like looking at it going, you have got to be kidding me. There's no way this is happening. So he was like really nervous and excited at the same time. So I think John's right. If he could have come in the clubhouse and ran around naked and jumped around and went crazy, it would have been better for him. But he had to do all the interviews. And by the time he got back in there, everything had kind of calmed down. He's like, oh, come on, guys. Yeah. I want to celebrate.
Just like that. And you know, he's so rough, dude. I mean, like he's just kind of like, you know, we did it, and it started smacking you everywhere because
he's a caveman.
So you guys win that series against the D-backs, and you come up against the Braves and that, you know, incredible rotation, fall behind 3-0. Clearly there was something different about your group, though, that you just weren't going to fold. And in Game 4, John, you had the big 2 RBI single that put you guys ahead for good. Game 5, you guys are down 1, bottom 15, bases loaded. Todd Pratt walks to tie the game, and Robin Ventura comes up to the plate. The Grand Slam single, as it is now known. Before we get into what happened after the fact, what is your thought process when you step up to the plate in that moment?
At that time, I was a little banged up. I couldn't run. So I knew if I put anything on the ground, it's a double play. But, you know, and at that point it was raining. Pitcher couldn't really get a good grip on it. He wasn't throwing, you know, he wasn't really having a lot of control. So I just wanted something in the air. And I knew I was going to have to get a fastball because you couldn't really throw anything else. And as soon as I hit, I knew that it was good enough. I thought I hit it pretty good. Apparently, Todd did not think I hit it very good. So he decided to turn around after he touched second. Luckily, he touched second.
What are you thinking in that moment because I'm sure you've never experienced anything like that. You're thinking you got a home run shot.
I didn't know if he actually touched second. So I was still thinking, oh, no. let's not do this. So I was kind of staying away, and then by that time everybody was all over the place. So I couldn't even tell you what happened after he grabbed me. I really have no idea.
Everybody, you know, it's funny because everybody was no, step back, no. But he don't, you know, he was Todd Pratt. It's like that, man.
I just think he was upset that he missed out on the celebration when he hit the home run. He wasn't going to miss this celebration.
He was going to be the center of it.
Would you have won Game 7 if you won Game 6?
I think we got a pretty good chance. I mean, you believe that you got a pretty good chance because the inspiration is going to be there. The team that we have was unbelievable. I mean, everybody was really together, and then, you know, if we pass that test, I think we should have a pretty good chance to win Game 7. That
year in particular, 1999, what do you remember most about that year in particular, Robin?
The people, just the guys that were on that team. It was such a fun, you know, I had come from Chicago from a very young team. And then I got put on this team that was just so professional, veteran, liked to have fun, played hard, good players, and everybody, you know, there was just guys coming from all over. You know, I'm one of them, but we were kind of made up of like the land of the misfit toys. You know, guys coming from all over. But once you got us together, we were pretty good.
I think that's the big thing that I remember about that team is just the fun everybody had. The guys on the team, the camaraderie.
When we start building that team, it was only with the names. You see, wow, it's going to be exciting to watch this team together.
Well, guys, we really enjoyed this. We cannot thank you enough for reliving that memorable year. For Edgardo Alfonzo, John Olerud, Robin Ventura, I'm Steve Gelbs. This has been Like We Never Left. Thanks so much for watching.